The first thing he noticed wasn't the smell of grilled steak or the soft clatter of cutlery. It was the way the waitress avoided his eyes. Ethan Cole sat alone in a corner booth of a worn-down diner just outside Omaha, wearing a faded jacket and boots scuffed on purpose. No assistants, no security. No one knew that the quiet man studying the menu was worth over $200 million. Tonight, he wasn't a tech founder or an investor. He was just another tired stranger passing through. That was the point. The diner felt frozen in time, vinyl seats cracked from decades of use, neon lights buzzing like they were fighting sleep. Ethan had chosen this place because it didn't look like it would impress anyone. He ordered the cheapest steak on the menu, medium rare, and a glass of water. Coming right up, the waitress said softly, her name tag read Lena. She couldn't have been older than 25. Her hair was pulled back in a loose ponytail, a pen tucked behind one ear, and exhaustion written in the slump of her shoulders. She moved fast, but not careless, like someone who had learned that mistakes cost more than money. As Ethan watched her weave between tables, something tightened in his chest. He'd grown up poor, the kind of poor where you learn early how to read people's pain without asking questions. He recognized that look. It was the look of someone holding everything together with sheer will. When the steak arrived, it was cooked perfectly. Lena set the plate down gently, slid the check beneath it, and gave a polite smile. "Let me know if you need anything." As she turned away, something brushed his fingers, a folded piece of paper. Ethan froze. He waited until she disappeared into the kitchen before slowly opening it. Inside, written in neat, careful handwriting, were 7 words. "If you're hungry, this one's on me." For a moment, the noise of the diner faded. The hum of voices, the sizzle from the grillet all dropped away. He wasn't hungry, but his chest ached like he was. Ethan stared at the note, then at the steak in front of him. The price of it couldn't have been more than $15, but he knew what that $15 might mean to someone like her. Groceries, gas, maybe half a utility bill. She had no idea who he was. No idea he could buy the diner, the block it sat on, maybe the whole town if he wanted. She just saw a man sitting alone, wearing worn clothes, ordering cheap food, and decided, quietly, to help. That was the moment something shifted inside him. As he ate, he watched Lena closely. He noticed how she slipped extra fries onto a child's plate at another table. How she refilled an elderly man's coffee without charging him. How she listened, really listened, when a truck driver complained about his long day. This wasn't kindness for attention. This was kindness as a habit. When Ethan finished, he stood up and walked to the counter. Lena was there, counting tips with careful precision, her brow furrowed. "I think there's been a mistake," he said gently, placing the note on the counter. Her eyes widened. I'm sorry," she whispered quickly. "I didn't mean to offend you. I just thought you thought someone might need help." Ethan said, "And you were right." Her shoulders relaxed just a little. "I grew up with nothing," she said, almost embarrassed. "Some nights strangers fed my family. I promised myself if I ever could, I would do the same." Ethan reached into his wallet and pulled out a few bills, then paused. Instead, he asked, "Do you own this place?" She shook her head. "No, I just work here, 2 jobs actually." He nodded slowly, then smiled. "Thank you for the steak," he said. The next morning, Lena arrived at work to find the diner buzzing. The owner was pacing, phone in hand, eyes wide with disbelief. The diner had been bought overnight. Every employee's wages were doubled. Medical bills cleared. Repairs approved that had been ignored for years. And taped to the counter was a handwritten note. "Kindness is never wasted. You reminded me who I am," signed only with a first name. Lena stood there, tears blurring her vision, hand pressed to her mouth. Ethan never came back. He didn't need to, because sometimes the greatest impact isn't made by the powerful helping the powerless, but by the compassionate reminding the powerful what truly matters. And in a world that often feels cold and rushed, stories like this remind us that kindness still matters.